Hello, 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 and welcome back here to Ashbury Dales on Snapdragon Cities. You find us looking over the area of Whitehall, which we named in the last episode. We can see we got our police station and doctor's surgery here, the path leading up to the fire station, which I assume is busy getting to work putting out this fire here, or it would be if the game was running. There we go. We've got viewers. This area here is empty. This is the third time that I have tried to record an episode filling in this space over here. The first time the game crashed during an autosave and lost me, what would it be, 20 minutes work at that point. And then the second time, viewers, I forgot to press record. So one is on them, one is on me. But third time lucky, right? So here we go. I'm checking as I'm talking. I am recording this episode, which you already know because you are watching it. So let's talk about what we want to do in this episode 4 of Ashbury Dales. So we have some problems to attend to. We have an increasing high demand for residential zoning. We have a very high demand for commercial zoning. We are half interested in this. We're very interested in that. And we have medium demand for industry. But if we were to satisfy our demand for residential, we would very soon have a higher than medium demand for industry or offices. We also have land perfect for farming. Now, I have targeted this area here for farming in the last 2 attempts to record this episode, and I will do the same here. Our primary goal for this episode is to turn this area into a small town, perhaps an extension of this one, or perhaps a separate one altogether, who knows. In doing so, in my previous attempts, I have realised that this road through here is probably not well suited to being the main road that runs through this area. It services Whitehall very well, but were I to put significant industrial traffic onto it, it would no doubt start to fail. So probably what we will do is take this road that starts coming under the bridge here, and turn this into a main road that flows much nearer to the farm, which will be here, and then serves as a stepping off point for coming into either Whitehall or whatever we end up naming this area. It would also then provide a way for industrial traffic to get into and out of the area. That's probably going to be enough. That will take us the majority of the time that we'll spend on this episode, and we're looking forward to seeing this part of this square being filled in, and we're looking forward to seeing these demands shift over the course of the episode. So to begin, what we will do first is we'll do just a little bit of surgery on the road network here to create a main road coming through here. I'm not sure what we'll do with these junctions here. I don't think I found a very satisfying way to, within this square, take the main road off of here without having this connection being then on the main road. We'll see what we decide this time around, and then make some decisions about where to put our farm from there. So let's get to work. Let's start putting some main road down. So our first decision is what to do about this junction. So clearly, this is going to still be an important connection in and out, or route in and out of the city. We're still going to need for things to be able to come into the town. It's tempting to say that we should put a roundabout here and a main road coming off there, and then have this coming off of a T-junction from a main road coming down here. So tempting, in fact, that probably is what we will do. So because we're going to sever some connections, we'll pause the game and then get it running again once we've rebuilt this road. So we're going to use the roundabout builder for this. Let's see if we can help it choose a good roundabout. So there's a couple of things that we might consider about this. I actually quite like this slightly domed piece in the middle here. It would be not uncommon. There would normally be some way to make the centre of a roundabout interesting and also extremely visible. so that anyone foolish enough to approach this without realizing it was a roundabout would not be tempted to drive straight across or something like that. What I do want to bring your attention to, though, is the fantastic assets that we have within this road network. So these signs and street posts, very familiar to UK roundabout users, but it looks great. We're loving the UK road network here. Right, so a couple of bits to do in Traffic Manager and Network Multi-Tool to level all this off and get this this roundabout working. I actually don't think we've used Traffic Manager yet in this build, so we'll just very quickly turn that into a roundabout, and then let's get our Network Multi-Tool, Slope Tool. There we go, marvellous. Let us proceed. So, what have we got going on now? That is our roundabout fix. Let's start working on that main road. Right, and now some decisions about some junctions. So we'll sever this connection here to make that road the main road. Maybe we don't mind that just coming in there off a T junction. That's probably absolutely fine. So let's remake this connection here. And so what does that give us? That gives us one road that goes all the way through from this roundabout out of the city, and we'll call that our main road. We've got a connection that we need to make there. Easy done. And then we got 1, 2, 3 connections into Whitehall. Only one here. This road here. Make that connection. Make that connection. Yeah, let's make this connection. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways into Whitehall. I suspect this will be the main connection from this direction. These 2 will be dealer's choice from here, and then this will end up being a significant through connection to our new town over here. Maybe we don't need both of these connections, but you know, they're there, so we won't take them away. Right, now that we've done that, let's start mapping out a roadway network for this part of town over here. Actually, before we do that, I want to just say that this road probably will be updated, upgraded in future. It is a 2-lane road that I don't think has a very high speed. Oh, it is actually unlimited speed through here, so that's fine. As traffic increases, we might find the need for additional lanes on here, but for now we don't, so we won't, and that's good. We all notice it has recessed a little bit, hasn't it? That seems unnecessary. Let's get Move It mod to just pop that all at terrain height for us. There we go. So this connection remains at the similar height to the bridge and the roundabout, which seems fine. And then we slope up towards terrain height as we then travel across our town. We didn't do it all the way here. We're happy. Yeah, this is all good. No problem there at all. So then, road network over this side. Let's get that done. Just hesitating again slightly to make sure that we make the right connection here. I actually don't want this to be a cross junction here. I think probably we'll just make some other connections here. That does mean through traffic will have to spend time on this road, but if that's a problem, we'll end up making this connection in future. Though I think we'll benefit maybe from not doing that. It's not obvious to me that a huge amount of traffic will be going from one town to another. If the jobs are at the farm, they'll want to come this way. Schools and things like that, maybe. Let's see. Let's build them with separate connections, and then if we need to make this connection, we will do that later. So that's a decent outside road there. Let's have a look and see where we think the roads will be in the farm. So let's go straighter roads here, and we'll probably find a better choice of road for the farm actually. Yeah, that's probably the better road. Trees on the way in seems fine, but then these would be working roads, so we don't want too many trees in there. The corners are sharp enough. We don't want it to be difficult to get around, and it won't look great. We are though. There we go, much better. Fantastic. Where were we? Right. So we need to discuss the connections in and out of here. So. Probably we'll have a farm main building here that looks well suited to that. A nice little cutaway area here. Probably some barracks behind it when we get to level 2, and this being our main area where the farming will take place. That puts a lot of pressure on this connection here because this is essentially a cul-de-sac farm. So let's not do that. Let's make some connections out onto this road here. There we go. So we've got 2 ways in. To the farm, probably enough for now. We'll see how we go. I imagine as this expands over time, we'll find some roadway network around here, or perhaps even bring some traffic out here onto this road. But for now, we're all good. Let's continue to build out our roadway network. So we've drawn a what might I guess be a collector of sorts out here that gets local traffic onto the main road. It's a bit wiggly, but the trees and kind of natural landscape features require that. Let's see if we can build some road layout in here. What we don't want to do, actually thinking about it, is zone all this at once. We don't want this area to build up all at once because that causes some problems with gameplay. The Sims all sort of arrive at once and all reach similar life milestones at once. We do have the life cycle rebalanced mod, which fixes that a bit, but doesn't entirely eliminate it, so we'll avoid that. So what we'll do first actually is let's build out this area, and then once we've built out an area over here, we'll develop the farm. So if we're developing over here, why wouldn't we start over here? Let's start over here, develop the farm. That should help us make sure that we get a good balance over here, and then we can spread this way across the town. Hopefully, as we see our new town develop, our farm will reach its milestones and we'll be able to spread across, develop this here, and balance everything we need to balance as we go. Along the way, let's try and find some room for some parks, shall we? We haven't done very well placing parks so far, and actually now this is not the main road, we wouldn't be too worried about trying to develop off of it, which will be fine. We will need some water towers and to consider some power and some water pipes. We'll do all that as we go. So roadway network, let's go. Right, let's pause there and take a look at what we've done. So we've tried to create some nice connections through here. We've tried to do a few things. We've tried to make sure that any shorter paths we create around the key parts of the town, particularly for any industrial traffic, are not shorter. that they're bendier and they've got connections all over the place. So so traffic trying to get just out will stick to what we hope to be the main road. So we've done that by avoiding shortcuts through here or any of these routes getting to this node any faster. So we think we've done that pretty well. We've also tried to make sure that we are creating zonable space in all of the green areas. We're not missing much. Where we're missing, we'll put some trees. There are some odd shapes. We'll try and work that out as we go, but having a bit of green space between the buildings is not too bad. We've left a couple of spaces here. This is going to be another junior school or primary school, and then we're going to need a secondary school soon. So an elementary school and a high school in here. Some space here that we might fill in when we start to develop this half of the town, or this could be a park. We'll decide when we go. We'll also just plop down some of the Skylines generic park assets because they're fine and they'll work just absolutely fine for what we're trying to get done. We've also got some zoning that we need to tidy up around here as we've altered our roadway connections here. We've created some zonable space and removed some zonable space, so we'll fix that up. Now we're also going to take zoning off this main road through the centre and see what that does to the space that we've got here. So we'll remove the zoning here. We'll zone the areas that we can zone through here. I wonder if actually we could pop some commercial along here. Let's not do that for now. Let's leave that residential and see how we go. There we go. Wonderful. We'll just take the zoning off of here. We're not going to want any houses there. Do we just take it off all of the main road for now? No, we probably will use the space around here. It's the collector, but it's not going to be that much. So fine. Right, let's see if there's any other zoning we want to tidy up. Probably not for now. Right, let's get some water pipes under the roads. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking we were just putting down some water pipes, and then suddenly we cut to a school that wasn't there before. I wonder if you can guess what happened. So I've been suffering a little bit of hay fever, viewers, and as a result, I had just a little bit of a cough. I thought, I know, I'll pause it to cough, pause the recording, so that I don't have to listen to it in the edit. That was a mistake, because what happened was I forgot to unpause the recording, and so rather embarrassingly, I've done quite a bit of work with the recording on pause. That's bad. So what I thought I'd do, my autosaves went back a little bit, but not very far. I have taken some of the things that I've done out, but not everything. I just can't bring myself to starting this all again. So I'm going to take you through what I've done and catch us up. So let's have a look. We find ourselves. Well, where do we find ourselves? We find ourselves at the front of what I have called Whitehall Secondary School. This is one of the Toronto, Ontario assets that we got from the workshop, very similar to the primary school that we've got. I quite like this one. It seems, not inspiring, but large enough. It's definitely got quite a large capacity that is already being significantly filled in. We've created a small roadway network off of what used to be our main road, but is now just a through road through Whitehall. Had some comments related to our primary school that actually, even though we had put some car parking and some roads in between the school and the main road, that actually it needs to be even further back still. So we've created a couple of layers of roadway network to get into this school, and we've created a large car park in here. Now, in reality, there would actually be quite a bit more parking required for a senior school. That is largely because they've got more staff, so they need more staff car parking. But also, by the time the students get to the eldest they can be at a school like this, some of them will be old enough to drive and will have passed their test and will have cars. And so this we'll pretend that this is a mix of staff and student parking. We did also, in the meantime, allow some residential zoning to appear along this main road, and you can see that starting to fill in, and we did start to zone here. I'll show you how far we went with that We're leaving this area for a school for this area, and perhaps another high school here, or perhaps some parks. Who knows? We don't want to go too far with our zoning, because we don't want to spread out the development of our sims too far. The water tower here has got some power connections coming to it. We've done a small roadway network for the start of what will be our farm. We have also, though, noticed the need for some death care, so we're going to try and solve that problem first. We should consider where we want our cemetery to be. We could just put it in our new area. We could find an area off the road here. This industrial area is likely not ever to come over this far, so I don't think we'll be mixing our death care and our industrial uses. But it might be nice if we can find some space over here. So I think we're gonna do exactly that. To do so, we will find a suitable road. There we go, and we will continue to run the game from that point. Now, with some death care established, we'll see some hearses come out. There is unfortunately a small problem with death care in the town. It's quite a long journey from there to there, but once they start making it, it will be fine. I think we'll be able to cope. There we go. What about some parks? What about some parks, just to increase the land value in this area? We haven't done a great job of protecting space for it, but we could take some space for it. There's no reason not to. In real life, there are reasons not to, but in the game, none that will get in our way. This one's just a bit too large. This one's even larger. So what we're looking at here, a large playground. It might be possible to sneak in a large playground here. It would mean knocking down those residences, but we're comfortable with that. We do need to get some parks in the area, and it does seem that the town has forgiven us. I wonder if we can just connect the paths that are in here up to the path there, just for a sense of integration. No problem with that at all. Wonderful. That hopefully will have some effect. Must be room for some dog parks as well. Nice. Room for a couple more, though, perhaps. This would seem like an area where we could put a larger park. That seems wonderful. And then I wonder if we're able to make connections to this park. There we go. That will probably be an incredibly positive set of changes for the city. So if we look at the leisure available, mostly red, mostly red when we started. Now mostly blue. So we've got high entertainment levels around here, and we can see some pings and some arrows popping up all over the place here. None such over here, but we haven't done any work over here. Right. For the 8,000th time, I'm going to begin the park over here. I keep glancing at my OBS to check that I'm recording. I am. So we are going to begin. We've got the area zoned out as a farm, Beechwood Farm. This area popped up calling itself Beechwood Square before. Actually, now that we think on it, it's not a square, is it? So let's just call it Beechwood. I promise you, game, that is what I want it to be called. So Beechwood and Beechwood Farm. So let's slow down and start getting some farm in here. So we want to have farm main building here. This seems well suited to that. We'll put some barracks back here as well. Seems like a nice area for those kinds of assets, slightly away from the farm, but still in the farm area, still on these different roads, which I think give the really strong impression that we are doing something specific over here. You'll see from the way that I've laid these roads out already that I have made some attempt previously to pop some crop fields and fruit fields down. We'll put them exactly where I had imagined that they would be. So we want 4 of these. Have we run out of money? We've run out of money. Okay, so let's speed the game up a bit. Popping down all those parks was it seems expensive. So we'll let that happen. These will start working straight away. Of course, the crops will go almost nowhere without any silos. We can't even afford a grain silo. So we'll speed the game up and return when we've got enough money to do what we're trying to do. We also have a power problem, which is surprising, but I guess those parks are taking some energy. I wonder whether we want just another one of these assets that we've popped down before. Let's spend a moment just considering what we want to do about our electric availability. I think what we'll do actually is just increase our budget. There we go, fine. And we can see our city is currently incredibly profitable. And so no reason to think that we can't just proceed at full speed. Let's consider what we want these to be. How does corn look? Yeah, we like corn. Let's probably go with corn. And let's see if we can't occupy just a bit more of the allocated space here. The fruit fields. They're not going to be greenhouses. The game has taken a gamble there. Pears seems fine. Let's stick with pears. There we go. Right. A couple of other things for us to consider. We do want to make this connection here. Let's do that. We are we're gonna take some roads out here. We want we want to be able to put some grain silos down. Long term, grain silos aren't the solution for us, but straight away they're the only ones that we've got, and they do need to be plumbed in. So let's do that. Very good, very good, very nice, very nice. Right, nothing stopping this actually becoming successful now, though we do want to be able to process the goods. We can see now as soon as we put these down, because we put them on balanced, it starts importing. We don't like importing. Fortunately, it's not showing up in our stats yet. But whatever, at the start, right? Like we need to get it going somehow. Can we afford an animal pasture? Yes, we can. So, small animal pasture. You might look at this and think, well, why have you put that in the middle of this big open space? And that's because I want for our animals to have just a bit more space. So we're going to allocate all of this space here. We're going to go into our surface painter tool, and we're going to choose the ruined texture, and we're going to just color all of this in. We're going to ruin all of this grass behind. Now, I learned not too long ago that you can, in fact, select the fences in here. And you can do that and delete them, and then look at what's happened to our lovely pig farm. Now, I think the pigs still think there's a fence there, so I think they will not cross the imaginary now line, but we can put another fence around the outside, and it will make it look like we've given our animals quite a bit more space, which is great. So we enjoy using the parallel road tool to create fences. We'll have a tiny bit of admin to do, just tidying up the edges of the fences. As you can see, it will put this just past where we want to cable off there, but easily fixed like so. And then you can see we've got this nice area fenced off for the piggies. We You're thinking, why didn't you close the fence off? And you're right to think that, but we don't have a node for the parallel road tool to grab onto, so we're just going to draw that in there, and we're good. Lovely. Right, that'll do for that. That should get going nice and quickly. We're starting to see the money come in. This area is filling up nicely. So beechwood is being established. This space here is going to be for a school as soon as we need one. So let's see if we do. We've got plenty of capacity in both of our schools. We actually have a surprising number of high school students, but I think we had a bit of a backlog. So happy with all of that. And so then let's take a look and consider what we've been able to achieve so far in this episode. So we have death care. That seems to have made a positive impact. What is wrong here? Abandoned because the worker education level was too low. Oh, the drugstore. Oh, that's a shame. The 7 Stars drugstore has been abandoned. I feel like we've got such a strong relationship with the drugstore that probably what I might do, I wonder if you'll forgive me for this, viewers, but what I might do is just reset it. Just welcome back the drugstore. What is it? No, we can't. No, not if there's 2 of the same though. Don't be silly. 7 Stars drugstore. You're entirely welcome, but just as you are, please. And then we'll have another auto center popping in there. So. Significant industrial demand means that we've got an increase in residents. So you can see we've actually jumped up quite a lot. We're actually near our next milestone of 5,500. And they all need places to work. So this farm is probably going to service a lot of that need. We don't want to put this over here. We want for people to come and find jobs in our farm. So as you can see, we've already got enough to get to the next level. And we will very soon have produced resource units until next level. And then once we've done that, we'll start having additional processing options. So we'll be able to create some flour and we'll put some additional things down to help get our farm to level 2, to level 3 and beyond. I think once we're at level 2 and we've developed this a little bit more, that might be approaching all that we need to get done in this episode, but we'll be very happy with what we've achieved there. What's going on with the car park over here? Okay, so some people are, yay, there we go. So we have reached level 2 of our of beechwood farm, so that allows us some additional processing. It also unlocks our first factory, the bakery, which we'll get down as soon as we can. That finishes off the production chain for the farm and allows our farm to produce goods for our commercial, which is fantastic. And we've got some additional ways to create animal products, some improved storage, and the barracks. So we will spend some time popping those down. And then that might bring this episode towards a close. Let's see. So first of all, the efficiency of our farm will be improved with the addition of barracks. So we will create some. What kind of space do these barracks occupy? My memory is that these ones aren't particularly large, these barracks. So I think we'll probably be able to sneak a few in along here. Let's give the folks in there some space to work in. So that is they need 3 units that way, so we'll leave that there and go to there. This should then allow us to back the barracks with space for a path in between as well, it would seem. Lovely. We are guilty of spamming the barracks here, aren't we? We've got so many people that need jobs, and these are such a boon for our industry. We've run out of money. Let's see how much these cost. 10,000. We'll be back there soon enough. The efficiency of our farm will now be plus 40 because of the barracks that we've put down. So that will increase the resources that are created. It also increases the number of workers that we have here. So we already have enough workers, and we can see the positive impact that's having on our industrial demand. So we should not have too many problems filling in these remaining 100 or so jobs that we have here. And so we'll let that go. Once we've got some more money, we will create some flour mills. The flour mills, I think, are polluting. So the cattle shed and the flour mill both create a little bit of pollution. So we'll keep those away from this area and perhaps use some space over here for those uses. So cattle shed first. Perhaps we do want to use some space over here for that. We don't want to create pollution near where our crops are being produced, which I'm sure would have been obvious enough. So we'll pop one of those down there. It's going to need some power, so as soon as we put another one down here, I think we should see the power be able to jump over. We are so right on the edge, aren't we, of our financial situation. Power's not jumping across the road here, so we'll force it to do so. That'll work absolutely fine. Start finding another way to create animal products, but we need flour, and to do that we will just create a little space here for our flour mills. I wonder actually if we end up making this connection. That would be surprising, wouldn't it, if we ended up making a second connection just for the flour mills. That will promote industrial traffic on this part of the road, but it is another way out, and we do like giving our industrial traffic lots of ways to do what it's trying to do. So we'll make that connection, hopefully kill enough time to make enough money for the flour mill. No, nearly, but not quite. So we'll pop our flour mill when we can here. Done. Water should already be close enough to the water. Let's do that. That's great, and then we can start thinking about our bakery. So if you were a bakery, where would you be? Now this is going to be the pride of the villages. So we've got our farm, we've got a small number of commercial assets in here, and we've got our industry over here. But the bakery is what's going to make this town famous, I think, at least at first. So maybe actually we want that bakery to be in this space near the main road. How would you get in to the bakery? Would you want to be able to get in off the main road? Probably, right? But it's probably gonna just look a little bit better than the roads that we have here. So let's come off of here and here. I wonder then whether we do revert to some slightly less fancy roads to make a connection into directly into our farm. I think that's going to end up being fine, and we can promote the bulk of the traffic sort of coming into the bakery and back out again, but acknowledging that probably we're going to see some traffic at that junction there. So let's have a look in our unique factories. The bakery is going to cost us 20,000. We are very nearly there. What we'll probably do is put the bakery down and then try and create some warehousing around the back. That seems great. Then let's put a little service road at the back there. I wonder actually whether we are keen to make this connection as well. We can get rid of the fencing that's in there, and let's also, if we can afford to, we can't yet, but we will soon be able to afford popping in a small warehouse to catch the animal products and the flour. So maybe actually we'll pop the. What's gone on here? This is very high, isn't it? We got some gradient happening here. We do, don't we? We haven't paid attention to that at all. That seems wildly incorrect, doesn't it? So I think we're going to have to let's pretend that we noticed this before we started and try and fix that. And we made level 3. Fantastic. So as soon as we can finish sorting out this bit of terrain here, we can start discussing whether or not we're going to work towards level 3 here. Why is this? It's not letting me. So I'm choosing a terrain height and it's not working. Why is it not working? We'll find out about this. I'll do some research in between in between episodes and find out if the terrain tool is in fact not working. But so we have our bakery. We have enough money now for our warehouses, so we'll put those down. We need a couple of those. Let's have a small one here and a small one. We haven't left enough space between these. That's a shame. And that one is larger. So put that in there. This one is going to be empty on animal products, and this one is going to be empty on flour. There we go. So we should start seeing that generate some money. Yeah. So we are profitable. Not very profitable, it would seem, but that'll go up and down, and hopefully we won't see too much of our raw materials going out. We should be processing as much of them as we can. Processing them allows them to go to our bakery, which allows us to create unique products which get sent out to the rest of our town. Space for a small warehouse there for those unique factory products. Wonderful. And on that note, we might be at a place where we can leave it for this episode and finally get to the end of episode 4. Viewers, it's been a long time coming for me. I finished this episode a few times already, and I keep glancing over to make sure that I'm still recording, but I think we did it. Right, so Whitehall is continuing to grow up nicely. We've extended the residential zoned area to what was the main road, but is now just I guess still a significant road for Whitehall, but not the road that takes traffic in out and through our city. And we've created the area of Beechwood, which again is growing up nicely. Beechwood also has a farm. Its claim to fame being a farm which is providing resources for the bakery. I wonder if we end up giving that some fancy company name. Maybe some significant person will end up showing themselves on our travels through the city, and we can name the bakery after them. The farm is going well. We do have a problem with the with the terrain tools, but we'll work on that off camera and see if we can find a fix, either to me not knowing how they work properly, or to them being currently broken. We did some major surgery to our roadway network here, so we have our first roundabout in the city, which seems to be functioning correctly at least, and is providing a way for traffic to get in and out of our industrial areas and our new cemetery. We will develop this part of the town in our next episode. I think we are starting to see the residential demand creep up, commercial as well. So maybe we'll see another shopping district in here that hopefully will be less problematic than the one in Whitehall was for us. We have also popped some parks all over the town, so that has increased our land value. Let's have a look. So we're at 23. In Whitehall Manor, Whitehall Village at 25. I'm sure the folks in the manor are not delighted with that. Whitehall River, as you might expect, significantly higher land values here. Beechwood at 12. No parks, no schools, no services of any kind here. And so that does it. Let's take a look around the bits that we have fixed in and added in this episode, and wrap it up. And so there we have it, episode 4 of Ashbury Dales. We have made it to the end of episode 4, viewers. So we're delighted with that, and as we can see here, our farm is positively buzzing with activity. In the next episode, no doubt we'll get this up to level 5, but we'll also be focusing on trying to get some public transport in here and finishing out the beechwood area. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this episode, please like it. If you do like it, please leave a comment to let me know what it was you liked about it, and subscribe, and to make sure you don't miss out on any future episodes here in Ashbury Dales. If you do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you won't miss out on what comes next in episode 5. But in the meantime, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all very soon.